And welcome back to JKLIVE Live here at Citizen Television. We're here with the new sheriff in town. That's right, Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria. Public service is his docket.
Right.
And also you talk about delivery, huh?
Yeah. So other than being in charge of public service, I'm also in charge of State Department for Performance and Delivery Management. Typically that's about performance contracting. And the GDS, Government Delivery Services, you know, these functions were with my boss,
yes,
the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi.
Okay.
Now, after the reshuffle, he was added to the Foreign Affairs portfolio,
yes,
and diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
And then the performance and delivery thing was moved to me. It's quite a mouthful.
So now, the other ministries, well, you have to oversee or oversight? Or?
Absolutely.
You?
I have to set performance contract, evaluate them, look at all the priority projects in government, and ensure they are being done.
And if they're not, you...
And if they're not, then I have a boss who I work for. But mine is not really reporting as such. Performance contracting, yes, it is reporting. But the delivery part of it is I am supposed to come up with innovative ways to assist ministries and departments to deliver. So I would prefer I help them instead of I report them.
But if they're not performing, you will tell your boss?
First of all, if they're not performing, it's also my mistake. Because under the delivery, I'm not just a nyapara. I'm supposed to be, you know,
yes,
roll up my sleeves.
Yeah.
How can we move this water project? How can we move this automation of land records? How can we ensure that universal healthcare is actually implemented? So it's actually, you know, having a huge team of like 80 officers helping me to help ministers, PSs, CEOs of state corporations to deliver.
So you're basically like a COO?
Yes, effectively, yes. I'm the chief operating officer of this company, Kenya Inc.
And you report to the CEO?
Absolutely. And to help the CEO. And you know what? I have seen the CEO doing some things which he shouldn't be doing. That's why they are unfair to him. So my intention is to do the CEO job very well, that the CEO can focus on strategic issues.
What happens to Prime CS?
Prime CS is now for, is sort of asbestos to suck up the heat of coordination, yeah? Because he has got 4 very important roles in the coordination. One, he chairs a quarterly meeting of the principal secretaries, the guys who actually do the job. Then he is also the chair of the National Development Implementation Committee, which is to stop what I call the girlfriend-boyfriend business of writing letters to each other in government. You know, government is notorious for people writing letters to each other, even for things they can sit around the table and resolve, you know. So I find, and also that on the regional level and the county level. So I find that the Prime Cabinet Secretary is going to be, if I, once I determine what needs to be done in a particular place and I can't do it because of this department not talking to this department, then I go to the PCS and tell them, you know what, because you have the National Development Implementation Committee, let's look at why we have got some department can't move because of Kenya Power, or because the forestry guy is saying this, or because the water guy is saying that. So there's a lot of all these what I would call Chinese walls of, you know, departments and silos, people working in silos. So we play a very complementary role. Me on the mtu ya mkono of getting things done, and him from, you know, the coordination point of view of bringing people together. Yeah. So it can only be good. It can only be good because he still is there in the coordination. I am there to actually be the KYM to work with the ministries and the departments to ensure they are delivering. And together we are able to bring and add the head of public service into that mix, who also chairs a monthly meeting of the principal secretaries. So between my office, the office of the head of public service, the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretaries, and of course supported by our brain think tank, They were in the economic team, which works directly the president and Dr. David. So those 4 units together, we are going to ensure that, now the vision is finished. We started with the plan, which is our manifesto, the vision of exactly what needs to be done. Now it's just about accelerating.
Okay.
And now I've got much more latitude. And capacity and authority to be able to assist the president in actually ensuring that the plan. Remember, I was a political head of our economic team when we were campaigning, when we were doing those economic forums. So I know everything we promised the people. So if I go to every county, I know I was there. I was in the economic forum. I know what we promised the people of Bugoma. When I was going in my own docket, I was telling them, I was here. You told us this, we promised you this. So now I think I am in such a historic opportunity to be able to assist the president in ensuring that the entire government is working, that things are moving, projects are being delivered. And that's why I'm so confident that even the current economic hardships that we are facing, they will come to an end, because I know exactly how we are going to move.
Okay, in all this description of the hierarchy, you have left the one elephant in the room. You've left out the one elephant in the room.
Which is?
Riggy G.
Why are you calling Riggy G an elephant?
No, it's an expression. But why are you leaving him out of the equation?
No, Riggy G has got, first of all, the deputy president is the principal assistant to the president. Okay? No. The president cannot be everywhere. The president has to, domestically. I'll give you an example. The president is traveling.
Yes.
This week, I think, to
Correct.
France or something like that. Someone has to take the country forward. The acting president, as it were, would be Riggy G. Even when the president is here, the president is not omnipresent. He needs somebody to assist him on that. The deputy president is our boss. He chairs the cabinet committees. And credit to Riggy G. He's done the cabinet committee so well. Even our cabinet is much more efficient because it is sort of some processing ground or forum for cabinet. So we have a lot of time and freedom to discuss this. We even invite.
Do you get along with him?
Of course, yes.
You do?
Yes.
When you were moved from trade to public, you tweeted just a photo of Riggy G, and you didn't say anything.
How come the other day I tweeted the photo of my son, who I love so much, and you didn't ask me? You put photos of people you admire, isn't it?
You seem to have an answer for everything, my friend. But you get along with him.
No, I get along with the deputy president.
If you are the COO, the president is the CEO, what is Riggy G?
He's a deputy CEO, who is my boss.
I've never heard of that title in business.
Deputy CEO?
Yeah.
I don't know. The deputy CEO is a designate CEO, to assist the CEO.
Yeah.
And just that. Yeah. And he's a very busy man also. I think on Sunday he read his whole resume of responsibilities. It's quite a mouthful also. Let me tell you, Jeff, government is an elephant. Not individuals are elephants. Government is there's so much to be done. We need all hands on deck. The president, the deputy president, the PCS, myself, or the cabinet secretaries. We need all hands on deck. There's so much to be done because it's like, things that have been neglected for so long. I've told you about dams, I've told you about other things. There's this wonderful lady, Susan Nakumicha. The amount of work she has put in with the assistance of the president in the last 1 year on healthcare, getting 4 bills, legislation. And I've been around that scene for some time, since Anyang'o, since Ngilu, since Beth Mugo, since James Macharia. I've seen it all, but this lady, within 1 year, the amount of reform, social health insurance, infrastructure fund, amazing things that's happening all over. Look at my good brother, Owalo. The most ambitious fiber project, ever, anywhere, even not just Africa, I would say in the global south. I'm a widely traveled person, so I know what I'm talking about. We're just not fortunate as a government. We're not lucky. We're not lucky because, so it's, I always give an example of that, that guy who was in a tree, the tree is falling. There is, at the bottom of the tree, there's a lion waiting, there's a snake up, and a crocodile by the water. That's us. Yeah, we're not lucky. You know, from Ukraine, now you have got the Gaza situation. We have got the US and the strengthening of the US economy. And then bold decisions we've taken, my friend, very bold decisions. It was not easy to stop subsidies. And I remember that time I was not even, the president was not even sworn in. And we had a 14-hour marathon meeting at the current residence. And we took a decision that, this is politically risky, it's politically difficult, but you have to stop subsidies because they're not sustainable.
Are you going to bring them back?
No way.
You're not?
No way.
Despite the fuel prices?
No way, because it's not sustainable. By the time we took over, we were spending the other government was spending 25 billion shillings every month on fuel subsidies only. 4 billion a month on the UNGA subsidies. Look at what we've done. Our production of maize, our staple, the highest that we've seen has been 40 million bags. This year we are going to collect 61 million. In our first year, 61 million bags. Because of good policies, deliberate policies. Policies that are based on not just making people happy temporarily, and then what? What happens there ahead? Where would we be getting by now? Within 1 year, we needed 300 billion shillings. And now because of the dollar's tuition, and also because of what's happening with the Pratt, with the crude out there, we could have been more. It was just not sustainable.
Will the shilling continue to free fall?
Let me tell you some wonderful news about the shilling. Do you know, people are asking, and I want to say this because I know people out there are asking you, why are you cheaper? Why is Tanzania slightly cheaper than Kenya? Over the last, since September, for 4 months, so that takes it July. The Kenya shilling has lost 20% relative to the Tanzania, 17% relative to Uganda shilling. Forget about the dollar. So the Tanzania shilling has appreciated against us.
Correct.
Uganda has appreciated against us. Why? Because of one gentleman called Kamau Duge. When he was appointed the governor of Central Bank in June, he went in there and he found that we have been artificially propping the shilling. It is like you think the patient is okay, but he's actually on life support machine. Another bold decision. He switched off the life support machine.
And the patient is dying.
The patient is getting immunity. The patient is living a more realistic life. We seem to have gone weakened a little bit against Uganda, against Tanzania. But you know what? The fundamentals are now more real. We don't have subsidies. We are not artificially propping up the shilling. We are at rock bottom. The only thing that can change is up. Now, even now, also now, fasten out all the wonderful programs that we are doing in terms of reforming the economy, we now have a more realistic economy. A more realistic economy. And by the way, you have got a big brother who comes with a marking scheme every other month called the IMF. Yeah. So and they are telling us a story. They are telling us a story that you guys now are on the right track.
That's what they're telling you?
Yeah, they're telling us we're on the right track. Yeah.
But with conditions.
If those conditions are for making us better, I want more conditions. If it is for making our economy to generate its own muscle, it's a stronger backbone, then that is good. What am I saying in a nutshell? We were living a lie. We were living a lie
all
before.
Those years.
All those years. We are living a lie that you can subsidize consumption, that you can propel an economy through subsidies, that you can drive a country by just trying to make people happy all the time, yeah? By having an artificial currency. Now we have a real situation. Then on the other hand, we start working. Jeff, we are importing food. First of all, our imports is 20 billion US dollars.
A year?
A year.
We are a net importer.
20 billion. Export, 6. Look at that. Look at that. How are you going to develop like that? I put in a levy as a minister for trade to start to discourage the imports. And there was a lot of...
There was an outcry.
A lot of outcry all there. But it's because I have the figures. And they are telling me that if you don't make some painful decisions, then this is not sustainable. Okay,
so let me ask you this. Since you seem to have all the numbers and the projections, what's the window? You said we've hit rock bottom. What's the window until we now start seeing change, seeing positivity?
2 things. 1, organic things. That's what is within our control. Yeah? We step on the pedal for industrialization, attract FDI, foreign direct investment, start exporting. Now, the shilling is at 150 something. We need to fast track our exports so that we have got some money coming from out there. And we need to fast track our investment. And we need to create jobs so that the economy can start growing. And we need to fix the chronic, systemic issues. And we need to get government workers who are paid by you, producing more. 52% of the taxes you contribute go to recurrent expenditure. Correct. Most of them salaries. Yeah. And now I'm in charge of public service. And I've said clearly that public servants, I want to transition them. Most of the people who say they're in public service, they're not public servants. They're in public employment. They're just there for a job. Yeah?
Is Moses Kuria going to crack the whip?
I'll crack the whip. I'll crack the whip. Now we have got one phenomenon. We have got an aging population, aging public service. I will transition that over the next 3 to 4 years. I'll get younger people, more professional people, replacing them, if necessary. Most of the time, it's not important. It's not necessary to replace them.
Right.
And I've seen this warning trend in government, where you, instead of replacing a function, you will replace bodies. Yeah, simply because this job was being done by someone. So what I want to do, because also I come from this background of transformation and re-engineering, which I've done in the private sector, I'm working with the Kenya School of Government to visit every ministry, look at the processes, look at how we are doing things. Ask yourself, is there any way we can be able to do better? Even if I've not sent people home, unless they request, I want to go home so that I give chance to younger generation. Even if I don't force them, and I don't intend to force them, as we transition, I want to replace them with more younger, professional, digital people who are modern and wired to the world. They can be more responsive. We have to re-energize this public service so that it can support our other objective of transforming the economy. That's a mouthful of a job.
You have your hands full.
Absolutely.
You have your hands full.
Absolutely.
Before we take a break, real quick, Huduma at 10.
Yes.
You had some really good things to say about it.
Yeah, Huduma is, unfortunately, it is not easy to love government. Governments are not the easiest thing to love.
Yeah.
It's difficult to find people saying, oh, we are very happy about something in government, all over the world. So to have a function, a department, which is so loved by Kenyans. By the way, you go to a Huduma Center. Today I was in Nakuru for Huduma 10. And, the lady there, Atieno, from the center manager of the Huduma, told me something profound. There is a police station behind where we have the Huduma in Nakuru. And you can go there to get your certificate of good conduct. We have got some office there for the Ministry of Interior, where you can go and get your birth certificate and your passport, etc. and all that. People would rather come to Huduma and queue, even if there's no queue in the other offices, where it is supposed to be done.
What?
Someone would rather come to Huduma than go to NTSA to look for their driving license.
Right. Because of the service?
Because of the culture. It is more friendly, customer service culture. I found these young kids in Nakuru who are giving the certificate of good conduct. And I thought that they are just, management trainees coming from a university. So I asked, where did you come from? He said, actually, I'm a policeman. He's in casual, he's civilian. Yeah. He's not in, and so he's more friendly. People feel, if that guy now wears a uniform, now things change. People start distrust. Yes. So it's amazing, and I want to echo what my Principal Secretary, Amos Gadesha, told me. This service excellence and friendliness that is Huduma is what we need now to spread across government. So we have only 52 centers across the country, and I'm working with members of parliament and county government. I will be presenting a proposal to members of the National Assembly, National Government, CDF, so that we partner and we ensure that Huduma centers are available in every constituency. You know,
all 290.
All 290. All 290. That's my aim. Yeah, because if it's working, make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least one thing which Mwananchi loves government for.
Except 3-4 years ago when they introduced the Huduma number, and we were all promised we're going to get a Huduma number, and they spent like 6 billion shillings. And what happened?
When?
I'm still waiting for my Huduma number.
Absolutely. Now you're asking me that in my role as delivery, because that's it is with the State Department for Immigration. And like you, I want to know why. So part of my delivery and performance role, you can expect that I'll be cracking the whip on that issue of Huduma number. And that's the beauty of my job. You know, mine is to ensure that I remove all the bottlenecks to ensure you get your Huduma number. You'll get your Huduma number. You'll get it.
I will hold you to that.
It may have a different name.
Yes. No.
I hear that it has been changed or something.
No,
but whatever it is, we are going to have a single identifier for all citizens.
Oh, that digital ID thing.
Digital ID and SST, as we call it, single source of truth. And you know what? We have got amazing guys in government. Just they need some wiring and some sort of haste to do things fast. We are short of time. Every time I wake up, I just think how short a window we have to make things like things which have not been done for quite such a long time.
And you're excited?
Extremely excited.
Hey, 5 years is not far away. 27 is not far away.
4.
4, yeah.
4 years. But if I did what I did in trade in 1 year, this is a walk in the park.
Walk in the park. We're going to be walking to the magic wall when we come back and read your tweets. Keep tweeting at Kunanga Jeff at Citizen TVK, the hashtag JKLIVE. JKLIVE takes a break. We'll be back in a moment.